I never make videos like this, and I'm pretty sure that none of my hockey YouTuber friends have made videos like this either. I normally do not sit here in my position of power and influence and give out what it is that I want the Canucks to do. Aside from players that I would like them to draft, I never dabble into who I want the team to trade for, etc. And I never make videos like this where I say that we should target a certain somebody. But I'm saying in this video that we should target a certain somebody. Take a look at this. Bob McKenzie had this to say on Leafs Lunch a few days ago. He says that Colin Miller has fallen out of favor in Vegas. He has multiple years left at just over $3 million and wonders if the Leafs would be interested. He is a Sault Ste. Marie native that played for the Sioux Greyhounds. Obviously, Dubas is very familiar with him. McKenzie says Miller fell out of favor with Gallant and was a healthy scratch in the playoffs because he is inconsistent and prone to poor decision-making on the ice. McKenzie says it sounds similar to Jake Gardiner. With this being established, I'd like to say that I believe the Vancouver Canucks should 100% be thoroughly going after Colin Miller. He has 3 years left, and the last 2 years of his deal with a modified no-trade clause. His cap hit $3.875 million, and he's a right-handed defenseman who can produce points. Sure, the inconsistency levels could be there according to what Bob McKenzie has to say about the team's own perspective on this player. But take a look at what Colin Miller has done over the past 2 years in Vegas. This previous season of NHL play, 29.65 games played. Last season, when they had their inaugural season, 41 points in 82 games, 10 goals, 30 assists. He was half a point a game. If a player like this is available and on the market, Jim Benning, you know what to do. A right-handed defenseman who can put up 20-plus assists and get around 30 to 40 points in a year. That is a player that I would like for the Canucks. And that's only based off of what McKenzie said. I mean, I could have made this whole video as to whether or not the Leafs would target Miller, but as a Canucks fan, I can't help but look at this and say, what the hell, man? It's a right-handed defenseman who produces points. Vancouver should be eating this up. If you didn't know, Colin Miller is a player who used to play for the Boston Bruins, and playing with the Bruins, he wasn't necessarily used in a really great role. He didn't get that many points. Taking a look at his hockey reference page, he only got 29 points in 103 Boston Bruins games. With the Vegas Golden Knights, however, he got himself more points because he was given a bigger role, and he was actually given time to quarterback a power play, which he did, and he did it successfully. He's 26 right now, so he's got a few years to go before his contract expires, and when his contract does expire, he will be 29 years old. If this player is able to keep his mojo for the next few years, he can be a legitimate offensive threat on a Canucks blue line. And what it would take to get him, honestly, if he's falling out of favor, it shouldn't take too much. If I'm Jim Benning, I'm toying with the idea of a Ben Hutton, or maybe a younger prospect who doesn't really seem to be finding his way. This is the hard part because I don't really like taking a look at what we have and saying what we could give up, but there are some names that we as fans have been tossing around in terms of Vancouver Canucks trade rumors and who we could potentially get rid of, so guys like Goldolbin and Berchi come to mind, but if anything works out that doesn't involve the big four, which I believe you could probably make a deal that doesn't involve those guys, Hughes, Horvat, Besser, Pettersson, then I'm all for it. I really am. I want this player if he is available, because he can be the answer to what a lot of the Canucks need. And of course, I'm talking about a right-handed defenseman who's actually capable of putting up a whole bunch of points. The defensive liability issues, hey man, players go through that. We saw it with Gardiner. If you're comparing it to Gardiner, then you can know exactly what that is, because Gardiner, well, he's had the spotlight on him for a few years now, but Miller is a guy who's got a lot of room to grow still, because he is only 26, and he is only flourishing in this new role. And if he does come over to Vancouver, you know that he's going to be given all the opportunities to expand and perfect that role. So Colin Miller, If you're a Canucks fan, let me know what you believe. Miller is a guy who I would like to have, especially if he is available. Jim Benning, I believe he should be all over this. Of course though, if you disagree, comment down below why, let me know what's up, and I guess I'll get back to you a bit later. Hope you enjoyed this video. Social link down to gaming, and bye.